with the stories that Mark told, it's pretty funny. But I have a question for you. Did the boy wear shoes when he was little?
Not if he could get away with it.
One of the funniest things I think I ever seen in my life, and I've seen a lot of stuff. My house is just adjacent to Lonnie and Donna's. So one morning I get up, right? Lonnie loved animals. He truly did. About 50 cats. So I got up one morning and I just took a look out the window to see what was going on. Here it just turned daylight. And I see this guy fly out of the house, and it's Lawn Man. He's just in his drawers, no shoes, no shirt, and he's after this cat. And I'm looking, what's he after? So here this cat is, about 50 feet ahead of him, and all I see is arms and legs, right? That's it. So it's wet that morning. The dew's on. Of course, he's barefooted. So I'm standing, I'm looking, like, I'm into it. I'm like, get him on, man. I swear to good land, I see the cat. He don't. The cat goes between two houses. He's got something in his hand, but I can't tell what it is, but he's going to do something with this cat. So he goes to make his turn. Next thing I seen, acrobatics. Arms, legs. Bam! Right down. And I'm thinking, oh God, I'm going to go out and check on him. He gets up, shakes it, and he looks around. I know he does to see if anybody's out looking. So this went on. As a matter of fact, he went on to work, and he come back that evening. So I went over. He was tinkering with something, and of course I went over. And I said, "Well, man, how you feel?" "I feel pretty good, Rainman." I said, "Well, that was a heck of a thing you did there this morning." He says, "Oh, you seen that?" I said, "Every bit of it." He said, "Rainman," he said, "where the heck did that cat go?" In my words. I said, "Well, Lonnie, I tell you what. You know what, that cat, you was headed in the right direction, but you didn't have no shoes on, man. You lost your grip." And I said, straight up, I said, "I'll tell you something right now. Far as the gymnastics, you know what, I'll give you a 5. But I'm going to tell you what, on that landing, you nailed it." But I could go on and on. I'm not going to do it because I know time's short. Oh, I do got to tell you one more. You've got to hear this. Here we go with no shoes again, Mark. Lonnie loved to ride scooters. Oh, God, did that man love scooters. Crazy on a scooter. Didn't want to ride next to him. But I'll tell you something about the guy. We had been riding, and he had this little 50cc Honda, and, oh, he loved it. Worked on it day and night. He got it running. I didn't want to be behind him because the smoke so bad I couldn't see nothing. But anyhow, they was building new homes up there where we live, new additions. So my stepson was there, and he said, "Ray, I would like to take a ride." So Lawn Man says, "Rainman, I'll ride with him." And I told my son-in-law, "Don't get close to him." But anyhow, here's what it was. He goes around, and my stepson said he was way back there, and all of a sudden, here he comes. He said, I don't know what happened. He was leaning over, and he said, "I got you now." He hit the loose gravel. Down he went. He skidded about 50 feet and hung onto the bike. He got back up. He got on it. He rode home. So this is what my stepson was telling me. I said, "My God, is he okay?" "I don't know." I asked him, and he said, "I'm fine." And he took off. He said, but there's something funny about this deal, Ray. He said, whenever he pulled in the garage, he run in the house, and I heard a big scream. So my daughter, Angela, she was going to nursing school. And I said, my God, I better go over and check on him. He just said he was okay. I said, Ann, she said, Dad, let's go. So I got over there. There he was in his drawers. Of course, no shoes on again. Riding with no shoes. Nor a shirt. So, anyhow, I walk in and he looked like a peeled banana. You can ask Donna. And here Donna was. Wiping him down. And I said, Lonnie, let me check you. The knee was really tore up. And he said, oh, it's nothing, Rainman. I'll be fine. Put a Band-Aid on it. Well, I opened it up. I looked. You could see the bone. And I said, Lonnie, man, you're going to have to go to the hospital. Of course, my daughter says, Lonnie, you need stitches. So there we go. There we go again. I hope, and I can see him right now. You know, the main thing is I thought about it and I thought about it. Up there somewhere, Lonnie is running around, and there's somebody hollering at him, don't forget your shoes. Thank you, that's all I have to say.
Good to hear it. Good to hear it. I'll say a few words, Mark.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely.
That scooter, by the way, Ray, that scooter, I hated that scooter. He took it to Mid-Ohio, and every time I'd get on it, I'd be all the way on the other side of the track, and the damn thing would break down, and I'd walk all the way back, and we'd run up there on a golf cart, he'd get on it, start it right up and ride it back. And he looked like an eagle riding that thing with those big, long legs. Hell's a kid's scooter. That's funny. I'm Timmy Nolan, as Lonnie would say, my little buddy Timmy Nolan. I met Lonnie. I was working at Waterbeds and stuff up in Whitehall, Barry. Joe Gargani and I was putting hot tub together, and that's when Waterbeds and stuff just started to get in the hot tub business, and Joe and I really didn't know what the hell he was doing. But in walks this guy. He's driving like a powder blue VW microbus, California plates, white top. The curtains in it are Allman Brothers t-shirts. Blonde hair. Hey, what you guys doing? Well, we're trying to put this hot tub together. Hey, man, I'm from California. That's what I do. And he dug right in there, and he put this whole hot tub together, got it running. At the end of the day, Joe Gargani said, Lonnie, you want a job? And that was the start of his career there. But that was a lot of fun. And ever since then, I've got so many stories I can tell you about Lonnie. One of probably the favorite, he'd sit on top of that motorhome that I wanted to break, that little bird up on that casket. Lonnie would sit on top of his motorhome, and that little Bluebird would sit right in front of him. And he'd sit there and talk to that Bluebird, just on every race, it seemed like. Is that cute? We went to, it was Lonnie's brother Doug, and a friend of ours, Randy, and Lonnie and I. We went to Daytona in 1982, I guess it was 82, wasn't it, Doug? We bought Slim maybe 5-10 cases of Iron City Light or something so we could take the motor home. And Doug made sure we threw a starter in there. So Lonnie put the whole stereo system, his in-house stereo system, on the dash of this thing, so we're listening to the Who. We're driving down through Kentucky, or I think maybe was a little further south, but Doug's driving the motorhome, and the way that we stopped the motorhome was we never stopped. You just got up, you was driving, you got up, and the next guy steps in. Well, I was the next guy to step in, and Doug says, you know, Timmy, he says, watch that right front tire. It's just not feeling right. And I said, all right, you know, here I am, you know, just a kid driving this great big bus, and next thing I know, that front tire, boom! I've got 3 of them yelling at me from the back of that bus. Hold on to it, Tim. This thing will tip over. You're going to kill us all. It was so funny. We finally did make it to Daytona. We watched Cale Yarborough flip his car 200 miles an hour. He won the race that year. We parked the motorhome right on Daytona Beach, so it was probably 50 feet down to the beach. Well, Doug and Randy and Lonnie, they said, we're going to go up to the Mexican place. Well, I don't eat Mexican food. I said, I'm going to lay here in a motorhome. So they went up to get Mexican food. And then I'm laying in the motorhome. I hear this pop, bang. And I look out the window, and there's a driver's rig there with probably 10 tires, race tires, brand new race tires on it. Some guy shot the lock off and was stealing the tires, rolling them over the back of the motorhome, throwing them over the beach where his buddy down in his pickup truck was taken. So I'm like, I don't know what to do. There's 3 of them, there's 1 of me. So I wait for these guys to get back. They walk in the door. I said, Lonnie, this guy just stole this guy's tires. Lonnie goes, Doug, you go do this. You go call the police. I'm going to go into the hotel and get the driver and tell them. And he's just orchestrating this whole thing. The cops come. I said, yeah, I can identify it. They said, 10 minutes later, oh, we got him down at this drive-through. I don't know what the name of the place was. So they put us back in the cop car, Lonnie and I, to go identify this. And I tell the cop, now listen, we're down here all week, and I don't want, this is the PBR Express, this is a big motorhome, I don't want, to be seen by these guys, right? We're sitting in the back of that cruiser. Lonnie just had Mexican food. My God, that cop said, man, what the hell? And he got out of the car and left me in there. Let me out. And so, of course, we get out and make a scene, and the guys that stole the tires are watching. Good golly, that was funny. I got another story about natural gas. Lonnie said it's maybe 5 o'clock in the morning up in mid-Ohio, and this was just a couple years ago, and I'm half asleep, and I hear this, and I'm going, this is taking minutes. And I said, Jesus, Lonnie, pull the choke on that thing. He came out of that bathroom laughing so hard on the floor. We laughed all morning. We could not go back to sleep. But I don't know. There's lots of stories. Gary or Kevin, you want to tell a story? No? Is Gary? Okay, I'll leave the stories for somebody else now. If anybody wants.